Welcome, everybody. I'm Ashish
Hey.
Kaushal. I'm the CEO of Hiretalent. We're doing the special series called the Road to CWS. CWS is the staffing industry's largest conference, and we have a lot of friends and new people that we meet when we go there, and you learn a little bit about the industry and how it's changing, and then we all come back with good tidbits of advice to move staffing forward. So today we have a special guest, Geoff Dubiski. He is head of contingent labor for Intuitive Surgical, and then Mark Kozlowski from Magnit. He's the VP of Business Development, and Suzie Yacavino from Hiretalent. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, great to see everybody.
So good to see you guys. Good morning.
Morning. So Geoff, I guess let's start off with what you do and who you are in a nutshell.
Sure. In a nutshell, Geoff Dubiski, I oversee the global extended workforce solutions for Intuitive Surgical. I've been in this industry 31 years. So yes, the typewriter was my first VMS, and a fax machine. And you know, I just love attending CWS. This has been my life's work, and it's a great time to get together with everybody.
And I'm definitely excited to have you here because I can say for sure, because you've been a friend of ours for many years, that you have so many good insights. And so if you're a buyer, I definitely say come try to seek out Geoff while you're at the conference, because he can show you around.
Thank you.
Mark, you're next.
Yeah, hey Ash. I've been with Magnit now for 21 years, and majority of that with Legacy Pro Unlimited in a business development capacity. So I always have the good fortune of working with clients like Geoff and others who are able to share some insights that hopefully can translate and we can share with others. So that's one of the things we try to do at CWS.
Definitely, we're excited to have you. You're always a good time, and you're a good friend. And Suzie?
Yeah, so I've been with Ash and Hiretalent for going on 11 years. So maybe not as long as Mark in this industry, but I'm getting there, Mark. I'm catching up. So, but super excited to see you guys. Even more excited to see y'all in person next week for sure.
So Geoff, what are some of the 3 or 4 things you're looking to get out of this conference this year?
It's a great place to start. And as I mentioned, at 31 years doing this, I've been on the practitioner side only for about coming up on my 4th year here at Intuitive, but I spent many years on the supply side. I was in staffing, early RPO before it was called RPO, early MSP, et cetera, and also on the consulting side. So I come at it from all those angles when I head in. Really, it's the time to fill up on energy. You know, we're in the 3rd quarter, depending on how you're running your calendar year, and it's just a great time to grab the energy that both stacks you up when you get there, and of course drains you as you go throughout the couple of days. So you do have to pace yourself, and honestly, it is looking for some new ideas. You know, Ash, you mentioned what's been changing in the industry. Oh, and I have a visitor. And what's been going on. And sometimes I say not much has changed in 30 years. We're still looking as buyers to fill roles quickly with great talent at the best price. And how that gets done may or may not have changed in that period of time. And then lastly, I think every buyer should go into this, as I do, with an RFI, RFP mindset. What are you searching for to solve for? What are the blind spots maybe that you think, hey, everything's great, and what else is new and out there? And that comes from both the expo area, it comes from conversations with providers, and definitely all of your peers that are there, because there is dynamically people reinventing themselves, whether you're Gen 1, Gen 3, or starting all over.
Absolutely. These are great points. And Mark, do you have what are things you're looking to get out of the conference, and do you have any advice as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think from our lens, the key here is this is the one opportunity you get to see a lot of your clients, partners, supplier friends, industry colleagues all in one place. So the idea here is maximize that time to do that. Obviously, all the business development people are trying to, and account managers are trying to welcome new relationships and introductions to people. Mm-hmm. And content-wise, preferably take something back new. That's I'm sure AI is going to be another big focus this year. And then in terms of maybe recommendations for the people going is embrace, right? Don't avoid the exhibitor room. All the suppliers and partners make a tremendous investment and time, money, and resources to make that thing special, to make the whole event possible. So, yeah, I would say I'd encourage everybody to visit the exhibitor room. And for those who've kind of been this, the number of times we all have been, I mean, I think this is, I think I've been there since the very first one. There's elements that make the show what it is. And I would say, don't be that person who flips your name tag around where nobody can read it. Nothing screams. Well, I'm trying to keep my Philadelphia out of this, but just to make it productive for everybody. Go in with the intention of meeting new people and relationships, and you'll get a lot out of it.
Yeah,
if you flip your badge the other way, we know you're a buyer, so it doesn't really.
Actually, I think it's important though to accentuate that fact. I mean, as buyers, we get to go. There's discounted rates. There's all sorts of things that happen that benefit us, and it is because of all of the providers that are investing the time in the expo area, in lunches, in the events that go on. And while you can't do everything, believe me, I've tried. You can't do everything. And put your Fitbit on or your Apple Watch, because I literally scored almost 10 miles a day. Wow. Running across that place, but do carve out some time and give back that time, even if it's just a brief, introductory of I can tell you everything you need to know about intuitive surgical in 3 minutes, and just have that exchange, because people have to go back and update their CRM and show that they had positive meetings and what their follow-ups are or are not to invest next year. And if we don't have that investment next year, then we don't have a conference.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, Geoff, so what are some best practices that you would say as a vendor? Because, I mean, I can tell you, I've heard stories from everything from people calling, texting 6 times in a row or 7 times in a row, and then when you don't respond, they text your kids or they follow you in the bathroom. I don't know if that's effective. I think if I want to get your attention, what's the best way to get your attention respectively?
Listen, everybody's going to be different about this, and I have a very different lens coming from the provider side of the house, as quite honestly an awful lot of my peers have moved into the practitioner space as well. I mean, a definite don't tackle me in the hallway, and don't be physically accosting. I mean, just, hey, Geoff, can I catch up with you? And those of you that have seen me there, I literally am usually sprinting from one end to the other. Walk fast, talk fast, happy to have that meeting in the hallway as we go along. One of the things that I would do, and this is a good thing, I think, for both the buyer as well as the providers to look out for, is I've built a synopsis ahead of CWS, because my LinkedIn and my email get crushed the minute it shows that I'm a presenter. And I send that back. Everything you need to know is there, including a link to contact our Magnit partner to get on the list for potential use, right? So I would tell all of the buyers out there, get ready for that cut and paste. Again, just give that little bit back so that they know what they can or can't do, should or shouldn't do. And then lastly, what I would say back to the providers, though, is once I do that, please don't come back and say, I'll touch base with Magnit, but can I still get time with you? I would love to honestly talk nonstop all day, every day. I just can't. And so please just respect that for sure. Because it's truly my obligation as a panelist, my obligation with my key partners that I'm seeing there, and then hopefully time. I mean, last year I did 30 coffee meetings. I was highly caffeinated, but I put that time out there. So, those are kind of the do's and don'ts. And I would also, sorry to go on for a minute, but differentiators. Every email, every voicemail, every pitch is, hi, we're in business this long. We're minority certified and we use AI. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Again, what matters is hey, we have the most proficiency in these 2 or 3 skill verticals, and we are best at that in these locations. Those 2 things get my attention, because those are the only things that tend to bubble up in terms of, I have a lagging rec in Malaysia, or I have a lagging rec in France. It isn't, if you use AI, great. I don't care if you have 100 recruiters and a single agent, or you have 100 agents and a single recruiter. I need fast, good, quality talent at a good price. How you deliver it is fine. And again, even the minority certifications, I think they're great. I think they're wonderful. Years ago, they were hard to get. Now, it's not a differentiator.
Yeah, no, I
Those
agree.
are great points. Such great points.
Mark, what's some of your advice on that? Because Geoff basically is going to have everyone coming to you.
No,
Reach out to Mark.
Yeah.
Business development people have a soft spot in their heart, right, for other business development people. So, but you know what? There's value in those conversations too. I mean, the idea of helping each other out, covering gaps, figuring out where we can be more strategic to deliver the overall solution to these clients is a conversation we try to regularly have, not just at the conference, but the conference is where you can solidify the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. That's where you can speak plainly and do it over a lunch or over a specific meeting. So I think Geoff covered it well. So no need to harp on it any further. But
I am going to ask you a question. So Geoff brought up the concept of AI, and it seems to be the biggest buzzword right now that's happening. And some clients are letting us use this. Clients are asking us if we can use it, and they're saying, please don't use it with us. But you guys have always been, Magnit's always been a tech-forward company with a services layer on top of it. Probably unique from the other MSPs in the sense that they use third-party providers for their tech, but you guys have sort of a solution that's all in. Are you seeing adoption for AI across companies with your platform? And then are you guys all in on AI?
Yeah, so I think the first part of this, it would be, to answer that question would be, we're using AI to make things better first, right? The efficiencies, create wherever streamlining is possible, improve the worker experience or the experience for the client. That was kind of first and foremost, right? And although the outward-facing stuff is, all the different AI agents and what's coming down the road, as many people might remember, we introduced Maggie at last year's event. Mm-hmm. This year now we're 1 year old, 1 year old, if that's the way you say it. But it's going to be nice to be able to update people on how things have come along, right? Mm-hmm. What lessons learned, what are concerns of clients had. What are the other use cases that we found over the past 12 months? Because, I think everybody's making their investments there. It's just we have to be extra cautious with it based on who our clients are and how they want to adopt it in their organization, right? There's still all the questions around security and all the other items that accompany AI. But I think everybody knows, right? We're not going backwards, right? That is not going to be turning itself around. So we're embracing it. We're continuing to invest. We think we're in a very good position with it. But then again, the hard part is trying to keep the patience there along with it, right? Yeah. Because it's moving so quickly, but at the same time doing this in a very structured manner and introducing these new concepts in a way that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think to that point too, Mark, and you're right. I mean, you say it's moving quickly. I think the hype moves quickly. I think the actual ability to affect a change and a benefit in that is the trajectory is this, right? The hype is this, but the actual impact is this. And I would caution that as more and more people say, hey, we're deploying AI, we're deploying AI. The bigger question on some of the tighter buyers, when I think about sourcing-led programs, is great. So how does that reduce your overhead operating costs, and how am I going to get a better dollar out of it versus the kind of money that you have to invest? I mean, let's face it. If you want your customers, the buyers, to have the Amazon experience, who's going to be able to dump $1 billion a year into an AI platform, right? And so that's one thing. The other thing is, an interesting survey came out about how much AI washing is out there. There was an anonymous CEO survey, and a lot of companies say they're using AI, but really what they've done is they've dipped their toe in the water. Lots of agents running around. I love bots. RPA is some of the best intelligent automation that's out there. But when you think about having a fully deployed sort of that agentic AI and the things that are going on, I don't know if in my lifetime, and I'm hoping that's quite some time, that we will actually see AI replace a really good recruiter. Because you ask AI to hit the bullseye, it'll hit it every time. But a good recruiter looks at 2 and 3 degrees of separation of transferable skills, mobility options, the discussions that will give hints to whether or not they're going to be a good fit. And And again, I hope I'm wrong. I don't let the typewriter fool you. I love tech. I love tech, but I'm a scavangelist. I've said this all the time. I'm highly skeptical until I know it's working, and then I will evangelize all day long about it. And we have a lot of AI, obviously, in our platforms as well. But to your point, Ash, and to Mark as well, we're cautious and we're intentional.
You know, Geoff, it's kind of, you remind me of, like, if you think about 1997, so we go back to typewriter, we moved to the internet, right? In 97, everyone said the internet was going to change everything. And it didn't really change a lot. We had a lot of hype, a lot of valuations and stocks that went up through that time period. We didn't see like financial beneficial change or process beneficial change within the companies until like 2001, right? It took 4 years. And so
Sure.
When I hear AI today, I'm like, it's really an American intelligence with a tech stack laid on top of it today. It may eventually replace us in certain aspects, but today it can't function without sort of the arts and sciences kind of converging, right? Where you said the recruiter has to have this ability to navigate.
We have a lot of great bots walking around inside of our digital ecosystem, so to speak, crawling around. They need to be taught. They need to be monitored. You know, one thing's out of place and they break by sending an alert. They're wonderful though. But honestly, everything we've deployed, we're not replacing people. We're upskilling them. We're moving them into other areas. We're expanding their bandwidth and their overall career path. And I think that's where the hype also misses, right? Is that those that don't jump on AI aren't going to necessarily be left behind. They might just be reshuffled. That doesn't mean that replacement isn't happening. We see it all the time, you know. But at least what I've seen, and what I think I've seen in this industry is how is AI and intelligent automation giving recruiters lift, giving the experience to the candidates lift, and then eventually, obviously, the buyers.
I remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, go
real
ahead.
quick. I was going to say, I remember an email that Ash sent, maybe about, I think last year timeframe, to the recruiters was, don't worry, we are not replacing you. This is actually just to see if this helps in your recruiting process. Because when he put us on a demo, I think everyone did get a little nervous on what we were demoing. So all the recruiters were like, oh no, is this going to replace us? And he was very specific of, no, you are not getting replaced. This is actually to enhance your, you know, your recruiting processes. So to your point, yes, I think it's definitely valuable to help with business strategies. So
thanks for saying that, Suzie.
You're welcome.
The other one thing I wanted to ask, and Mark as well, and Suzie, so with technology, also there's the other aspect of it is that there's increase in fraud and fake resumes and stuff like that. So has that been a big priority for you today versus the past?
Huge priority. I don't know if you've been following some of the news as of late. The DOJ and a couple of other key FBI and others broke a significant laptop farm scheme that was actually funding North Korea weapons programs. It hit several hundred companies. It brought to light gaps in the background check process. For those that haven't checked, their background checks don't normally check identification. They check credentials against an identification, but they don't ID a person. That's an easy fix. We are changing a lot of our asset deployment, where we actually sending laptops how, and a lot of companies are doing the same. We're shoring up our overall defenses, and we're kind of going back to where the beginning, right? So it took forever for us to be able to do I-9s with digital signatures. You know, now taking a look at requiring actually hard, wet signatures either at the agencies or at a notary where people present identification. It's one of the key ways to deter employment fraud. And then the other thing, quite honestly, is how rigorous is your adjudication process in the background check period? I know a lot of companies still don't do them, whether it's for expediency, cost, or any number of items. But I think that as we take a look at liability curves, either digital or physical risk, which they go hand in hand at times, fundamentally have to be addressed. And quite honestly, in terms of the top 3 things that we've looked at this year, knowing your workforce and doing the compliance checks, trade compliance, et cetera, was one of our top 3 this year.
I think you just came up with a new acronym, knowing your workforce, like KYC, but KYC.
AYW. There we go. Someone put me down as coining that one.
Ash is going to have it on his shirt next week when he shows up to the conference.
Suzie, any advice because you are amazing at sort of getting meetings set up and stuff and doing it in a way that's respectful. So do you have any advice for the audience? And then I'd like to add, Mark, do you feel like she's good at this?
Yeah, Mark, am I good at this? We've connected at these conferences a lot. Even Geoff, you've always been super kind with your time, even if it's just a quick 5 minutes. So I would say sort of strategy prior is just is having a strategy, right? Being really like aware of who you want to get in front of, what the messaging is prior, being respectful of people responding to that message. And if they don't, that's totally fine. You guys are obviously being bombarded. We understand that. But, while there, not forcing conversations, really connecting with people that you connect with. I think we're at a point in our life that we understand that you're not going to be liked by everybody, and that's okay. But the ones that you do connect with, like, absolutely take advantage, talk business during the day, get to know people on a personal level at night, really maximizing your time with people that you connect with. I'm very big on, quality over quantity, less is more type of approach. Even though only 2 days, it's a very long 2 days for everybody. So yeah, just really respecting people's time and space. But definitely taking advantage of being there and getting to really, know people and build on, partnerships and stuff like that. So.
Great advice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mark,
and being genuine. Sorry, one quick thing. Be genuine in your authentic self. People can smell that if you're not being authentic. So definitely be genuine. I think that's genuinely get to know people because you care. I will say in 10 years, some of my favorite people in the world have come from this industry because I got to know them on a personal level. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I would just add to it, Ash, when it comes to this event. I'll start with a negative, but I'll promise I'll end on a positive. There are several cliques that have formed, with people who've just become friends over the years, and they, there tends to be maybe some difficulty for some of the new business development people or account executives to kind of feel like they can break in to maybe a particular group that's kind of become close and maybe unfortunately perceived as either unavailable or not willing to kind of let others in. Mm-hmm. And I think, hey, that's just natural, right? People tend to obviously spend time with the ones who they trust and want to spend time with that event. So my strategy, because I'm not nearly as good as a Suzie would be at working the room, is kind of being the puppy dog by the side of maybe someone like a Geoff or someone else who everybody wants to talk to them. And sometimes I could kind of tag along and potentially get introduced. Geoff, a little hint there. And that's oftentimes a very good way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Get to meet the people you want to meet through the people you already know. Because chances are the people we already know are going to be in high demand and oftentimes can bring experiences that those people want to hear about. Right. So that's kind of been the strategy that's worked for me. And I don't know if it's necessarily a great strategy or just born out of necessity, but that's how I approach it.
Yeah. And I'd even add if as a provider, whether you're an MSP, a solutions provider, or just a global staffing company, find out who your top clients and champions are that are vocal. I mean, you know me, I'm not a wallflower by any means. I love to talk, and I will talk to just about anybody that I have an opportunity to if I've got the time. And I've offered this to Mark at the expo area. You have someone that's interested, but a little on the fence, or maybe has some questions about the sales pitch, text me. I'll walk right over. This is our experience with them. This is what's been going well. This is how you build a good relationship. If you could get 2 or 3 of your champion clients that are there for you, that are willing to kind of on demand, or even, hey, I've got Geoff on Monday at 10 o'clock to have coffee with a hot prospect or whatever. Try to get that, and that also tests your relationships too. If you think you've got a champion, but they're not willing to be available for a reference or maybe a quick coffee, especially to a peer that would help even me in my networking connections, that's a little bit of a spotted problem.
Yeah, Mark, I think that's a great approach, and Geoff, it shows you that if you have a good relationship and your client loves what you do and is passionate about it as well, then that's the best sales you can actually have, that sales approach. So I guess that's why you had 30 coffees last year. Mark kept you busy.
Aiming for 40 this year, Geoff.
There we
All
go.
in one day too. All on a Tuesday.
All in one day. That's it. I'll beat my record.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to seeing all you guys at the conference. You guys are good friends, and thank you for doing this today.
Oh, thanks for the invite, and everybody safe travels. Gear up, pace yourself, get your shopping list ready.
Hydrate.
Yes.
All the things. Well, excited to see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks so much.
Very good. Thanks, man.